So biodiversity and conservation part 3. In this video you will be learning more about loss of biodiversity. Now extinctions. So when we look at extinctions, it is of three types: natural extinction or background extinction, mass extinction and anthropogenic extinction. So natural or background extinction, the ongoing low level extinction of individual species over very long periods of time due to naturally occurring environmental or ecological factors such as climate change, disease, loss of habitat, or competitive disadvantage in relation to other species. Mass extinction is dying off or extermination of a large number of species due to catastrophes like volcanic eruptions, prolonged drought, prolonged heavy rains, excessive warming or cooling of the Earth's surface, asteroid collision with Earth, etc. Anthropogenic extinction is the extermination of species caused directly or indirectly by human activities like hunting, overexploitation, habitat destruction, pollution, etc. Now, if you look at it, the major cause of extinction is anthropogenic extinction and when compared to natural extinction and mass extinction. Let's look at susceptibility to extinction. Some species are more susceptible to extinction like amphibians and gymnosperms. Species more susceptible to extinction have certain population characteristics like reduced genetic variability, inability to switch over to alternate source of food, large body size requiring large amount of food, small population size, low reproductive rate, narrow range of geographical distribution, island species, fixed habitat and fixed migratory routes, high trophic levels in higher trophic level. If they are occupying higher trophic level in the food chain, then they become more susceptible to extinction. River Poppet hypothesis. This hypothesis was stated by Stanford ecologist Paul Ehrlich. He compares an aeroplane's structure to the ecosystem. Now let us look at this hypothesis. In an aeroplane, that is, if you consider an airplane to be equivalent to ecosystem, all the parts are joined together using thousands of rivets. These rivets are represented by the species in an ecosystem. If every passenger traveling in it starts popping a rivet to take home, causing a species to become extinct, it may not affect the flight safety, that is the proper functioning of the ecosystem initially. But as more and more rivets are removed, the plane becomes dangerously weak over a period of time. Furthermore, which rivet is removed is also critical. Loss of rivets in the wings is obviously a serious threat to flight safety. Similarly, if species keep on disappearing due to anthropogenic extinction, and if we do not know which is a critical species, it might be a keystone species that drives the major ecosystem functions. If that becomes extinct, then the ecosystem collapses. Then, when compared to the loss of a few rivets or the seats or on the window pane. So, this is how he beautifully compares how the rivets in an airplane is important. In the same way, species are very important to the health of the ecosystem. A red list is a catalogue of species and subspecies facing various degrees of extinction or risk by using a set of criteria relevant to all species of the world. The various aims of preparing red list are to provide information and develop awareness about the importance of threatened species, identification and documentation of endangered species, preparation of global index of decline of biodiversity, and to impart information about the urgency and scale of conservation problems to public and policy makers, preparing conservation priorities at local levels, guiding conservation and restoration work, and to give information about various international agreements related to biodiversity. Now let us look at IUCN categories, threat categories. So, based upon these criteria, animals and plants will be grouped under the following categories. Extinct. A taxon is extinct when there is no reasonable doubt that the last individual has died. Extinct in the wild. A taxon is extinct in the wild when exhaustive surveys is known and expected habitats have failed to record an individual. Critically endangered. A taxon is critically endangered when it is facing an extreme high risk of extinction in the wild in the immediate future. Endangered. A taxon is endangered when it is not critically endangered but is facing high risk of extinction in the wild in the near future. Vulnerable. A taxon is vulnerable when it is not critically endangered or endangered but is facing a high risk of extinction in the wild in the medium term future, likely to become endangered in the near future. Near threatened, likely to become endangered in the near future. Least concern, lowest risk being widespread and abundant. Data deficient. A taxon is data deficient when there is inadequate information to make a direct or indirect assessment of the risk of extinction. Not evaluated. A taxon is not evaluated when it has not yet been assessed against the above criteria. So these definitions are very important from examination point of view. Now, what are the causes for biodiversity? We have seen so far that what could be the ways, what are the different types of extinctions that have taken place, which are the organisms that are susceptible to extinction. Now, let us come to the actual crux, what makes the biodiversity loss. Now, let us look into it. So, species extinction has been accelerated due to human activities. There are four major causes, which is known as the evil quartet, is the sobriquet used to describe them. They are habitat loss and fragmentation, alien species invasion, overpopulation, and co-extinction. Habitat loss and fragmentation. The most important cause with driving plants and animals to extinction is habitat loss. The most dramatic examples of habitat loss comes from tropical rainforest. They covered 14% of the Earth's land surface previously, but now they are being reduced to only 6%. The Amazon rainforest, harboring millions of species, is being cut and cleared for cultivating soya beans and for conversions to grasslands for raising beef cattle. Besides total loss, the degradation of many habitats by pollution also threatens the survival of many species. When large habitats are broken, the smaller fragments due to various human activities, mammals and birds requiring large territories and certain animals with migratory habits are badly affected, leading to population decline. Alien species invasion. When alien species are introduced accidentally or deliberately, some of them turn invasive and cause decline or extinction of indigenous species. The nail perch introduced into Lake Victoria in East Africa led to the extinction of ecologically unique assemblage of more than 200 species of cichlid fish in the lake. Weed species like Parthenium lantana and water hyacinth have proved to be a threat to local species. Recently, illegal introduction of African catfish, Clarias garipinus, for aquaculture purpose is posing a threat to indigenous catfish in the rivers. Now let us look at how overpopulation is resulting in species diversity. Humans have always depended on nature for food and shelter, but when need turns to greed, it leads to overexploitation of natural resources. Example, if you take stellar sea cow, passenger pigeon have become extinct due to overexploitation. Presently, many fish populations around the world are overharvested, endangering some of them commercially important species. Co-extinction. When a species become extinct, the plant and animal species associated with it in an obligatory way also become extinct. When a host fish becomes extinct, its unique assemblage of parasites also become extinct.